Hey everybody, this is Eric Worre and welcome to networkmarketingpro.com. I was at my father's house last Sunday and he has thousands of books in his house, and I was looking through them and I saw this old book called The Success System That Never Fails by W. Clement Stone, and it was written in 1962. I'd never read this book, and I've been a big fan of W. Clement Stone, one of the pioneers of the personal growth, personal development profession and industry arena. And I've got to read you a little. I've just devoured this book, and I love old books. It smells great. But I've got to read you just the first page and a half, okay? You've got to hear this story because it's so great. And I got to use cheaters here, so I'll show my age a little bit. A young boy begins the search is the title of the very beginning of the book, and it says, I was 6 years old and scared. Selling newspapers on Chicago's tough South Side wasn't easy. He's 6 years old selling newspapers on the South Side of Chicago, especially with the older kids taking over the busy corners, yelling louder and threatening me with clenched fists. The memory of those dim days is still with me, for it's the first time I can recall turning a disadvantage into an advantage. It's a simple story, unimportant now, and yet it was a beginning. The restaurant was near the corner where I tried to work, and it gave me an idea. 6 years old again. It was a busy and prosperous place that presented a frightening aspect to a child of 6. I was nervous, but I walked in hurriedly and made a lucky sale at the first table. Then diners at the second and third tables bought papers. When I started for the fourth, however, the owner pushed me out the front door. But I had sold 3 papers. So when the owner wasn't looking, I walked back in and called on the fourth table. Apparently the customers liked my gumption. He paid for the paper and gave me an extra dime before the owner pushed me out once again. But I had already sold 4 papers and got a bonus dime besides. I walked into the restaurant and started selling again. There was a lot of laughter. The customers were enjoying the show. One whispered loudly, "Let him be," as the owner came toward me. About 5 minutes later, I'd sold all of my papers. The next evening, I went back. The owner again ushered me out the front door, but when I walked right back in, he threw his hands up in the air and exclaimed, "What's the use?" Later, we became great friends, and I never had trouble selling papers there again. Years later, I used to think of that little boy almost as if he were not me, but some strange friend from long ago. Once, after I had made my fortune, was head of a large insurance empire, I analyzed that boy's actions in the light of what I'd learned. And this is what I concluded. This is really important. You got to hear this. 1, he needed the money, this little boy. The newspapers would be worthless to him if they weren't sold. He couldn't even read them. The few pennies he had borrowed to buy them would also be lost. To a 6-year-old, this catastrophe was enough to motivate him, to make him keep trying. Thus, he had the necessary inspiration to action. That's rule number 1 in this, the success system that never fails. Inspiration to action. Number 2, after his first success in selling 3 papers in the restaurant, he went back in, even though he knew he might be embarrassed and thrown out again. After 3 trips in and out, he had the necessary technique for selling papers in restaurants. Thus, he gained the know-how. That's step 2, gaining the know-how. 3, he knew what to say because he'd heard the older kids yelling out headlines. All he had to do when he approached a prospective customer was to repeat in a softer voice what he'd heard. Thus, he possessed the requisite activity knowledge. 1, inspiration to action. 2, gaining the know-how. 3, activity knowledge. I will tell you, those 3 keys to this system that he talks about, the success system that never fails, are so applicable to what we do. So few of us, when faced with a disaster, will go right back at it. So few of us, imagine being 6 years old, you're going to be too scared to even enter into that arena. But going through those 3 steps, inspiration, gaining the know-how, and activity knowledge, can serve you incredibly well. if you can find this book, I'd recommend you go get it. You could probably find it used on Amazon or whatever. It's so good. I mean, I poured through half of it in one evening last night just before I went to bed. Excellent book. It's funny when you see little things that pop up. So think about how that would apply to your business. And if you could see yourself gathering enough strength to face adversity head on, to be able to go right back at it, to be able to learn through the experience, because that's what we do every single day inside of the network marketing profession. One more thing I wanted to share with you. I will tell you, I spent half of the day today lining up some of the surprise guest speakers that are going to be joining me at the GoPro Recruiting Mastery event, December 1st through 4th, and I will tell you, this event is going to be just off the chain. Not only Harvey McKay, not only Tim Sales, author of Brilliant Compensation, but so many other elements are coming into place. There are people coming from all over the world. It's mind-blowing what this event's going to be. If you have the ability to get there, I really want you to do it. You've got 6 days before to still get the early bird price of 50% off on the tickets in order to be able to be there. 100% money back guarantee. You can take a look at all of that on the sales page. You can click on anywhere on this site in order to be able to find it. It's going to be really fun, and I'm looking forward to the people who are going to be there, spending some personal time with them. It's going to be awesome. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show. I hope you got value from it, and my wish for you is that you decide to become a network marketing professional. You decide to go pro. You decide to face adversity, go right back at it, and learn from the experience, because it is a stone cold fact that we have a better way. Now let's go tell the world. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.